Hi, everyone, and welcome to our presentation, Is a Refinance Right for Me? Thanks for joining us today. Here we go, meet the team. Here we are, myself, Hannah, and Barb, our underwriter, licensed mortgage agent as well, and Miranda, our wonderful administrator. Why choose mortgages with Hannah? Our team does it all and will help with all the stress of the process. But more importantly than that, ongoing support and consultation. We never leave your side for the term of your mortgage. As long as you own this house, however long you need us, we'll be here for all your questions. We ensure you're getting the best rate and terms. Because of the volume we submit to our lenders and because we work with so many lenders, we can make sure you're not only getting the best rate, but you're getting the terms of the mortgage that you need for yourself. I have a saying, and if you're in the market for the most fuel efficient car and you go to one car dealer, they're going to tell you about their most fuel efficient car, not telling you that the dealer across the road actually has the better fuel efficiency in their vehicle. So with us, we work with so many lenders that will give you the pros and cons and listen to your story, short and long-term plans, and match the lender up with you. Save time with one-stop shopping. You don't have to spend the next 20 Saturdays visiting all the lenders. We do that for you. You can go back to work, your full-time job, the kids, the family. We'll do all the one-stop shopping for you and prepare our recommendation. We negotiate on your behalf when rates are moving, when they're going down. If we've got a couple of lenders, in the final running, we'll get that lower rate for you. 99% of the time, there's no cost to you. When we're doing A prime and alternative mortgages, credit union mortgages, reverse mortgages, there's no fee that we charge. The lender pays us a commission for bringing new business to them. So there's no fee to you. The only time there is a fee if we're doing a private first or second mortgage, that's fully disclosed up front. I created a set fee system in our business 8 years ago when I started, so there's no surprises at the lawyer's office. Things move quickly. It is a full-time job applying for a mortgage. So when you send us documents, when the lender actions an item for us, we are here. Our team is here 5 days a week, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, moving things along for you quickly. Get independent advice on the options. So I can tell you, I can review your renewal from your existing lender. I can tell you if that offer is a good offer and just be honest with you, even if it means zero business for us. Get expert advice. I've been doing this a while. This year will mark my 22nd year in the mortgage industry. 8 years I've had my own business and 14 years or so downtown at a mortgage company. To you, more choice means more competitive rates, more competitive terms. And it's not just me. I have a fantastic team that have been with me years, and we're here to support you through this process. Contact us today. We're here for virtual and in-person appointments. We're open for in-person appointments if you're local. If you're not local, if you're not even in Canada right now, we'll definitely can send you a Google Meet or do a phone call. We are happy to help. Can I break my mortgage? The answer most times is yes. So some lenders do have bona fide sales clauses, meaning you can only break your mortgage when you sell, and others come with really hefty penalties. But for the most part, yes, you can break your mortgage. We highly recommend checking in with us for a mortgage review every year. We check your rate, we check current rates, we check your personal financial situation, see if it's changed. What are your short and long-term goals? All those things. And if you don't have someone doing this for you currently, we'd be happy to help. When might it be worth it to break your mortgage? Overall, basically, when the mortgage isn't serving you anymore, you don't have to sit in that term to finish it. More specifically, whether your rate is higher, lower, or the same, and we're moving to the same rate, we're extending the amortization. Cash flow is tight right now. This is the number one question I receive all day and every day. We could re-amortize your mortgage to stretch it out longer to make the monthly payments more affordable. If you're moving to the same rate or a higher rate or lower rate, but you're consolidating a whole bunch of high interest debt for whatever reason, health reasons, job loss, just simply that, we've been through it in the past few years with the pandemic, with family budgets being put to the test and income not increasing at the same rate. I say, it's not just mortgage rates that have gone up, it's gas and bananas, it's everything. It's hitting our bottom line. So just to consolidate everything and get it under one monthly payment and under control and give you some breathing room. If you're going to do some renovations, if people are still putting in pools or finishing basements to rent them out, or whatever it is, to do renovations to improve the value of your home and make it useful for you. And then to buy a rental second home. We're coming into cottage season here in Canada. That might be wishful thinking. It's March now. But you're looking for a cottage. Are you looking to buy a rental? Do you have a son or daughter going to university in a different, city? All those things. We can definitely review your mortgage currently and let you know if it's worth it. Now let's chat penalties. Is the penalty really worth it? I really think that lenders and banks, there's this negative connotation behind the word penalties. You hear the word penalty and you go, oh, I don't want to face a penalty. I don't want to break your mortgage. But here in the office, we like to make our decisions based on facts, not just emotions. So you hear the word penalty, you have an emotional response. The fact is that penalty may be financially worth it. And we are going to run through the emotions, so your short and long-term goals, and then the facts. This is what the penalty will cost. This is what your new rate will be, your new payment will be, and this is what you can do now, and see if that's worth it, right? So there's a few different penalties in Canada. There's a fixed rate mortgage with a mortgage financing company. So what that means is like a monoline lender. So we say First National, MCAP, CMLS, RFA, RMG. Those guys are mortgage finance companies. So they don't have, a branch on every corner. They basically have a head office in every province, and they do everything on their online portals, through email or on the phone. They charge penalties a little differently. They look, and I'll go into specifics about them in the next few slides. The variable rate mortgage. Now, this isn't all variable rate mortgages, but most of them are 3 months interest at your net rate. Some are 3 months interest at prime, some are not. So again, that's not all of them, but most of them, variable rate mortgages is 3 months interest at your net rate. Prime being so high, variable rate penalties are high right now. Fixed rate mortgages with a chartered bank. So think the top 5, top 6 banks. They have almost like a hidden posted rate. So when you apply for a mortgage, you see on their website that, rates may be 6%. And there's a little asterisk, and it says, special customers apply. And then you apply and you don't get the 6%, you get a 5% and you feel special. I kind of say it's the same special that MasterCard helps us to feel when they've increased our limit. Like we are worthy of something. We've been approved to something. We feel special. They've bought our loyalty with that new rate. The problem is when you break a chartered bank mortgage, you have a posted rate interest rate differential penalty, meaning they go back to that posted rate to calculate your penalty, and it ends up being a lot higher than a penalty with a mortgage finance company. Let's see in detail what that could look like. We'll start with the easiest one, a variable rate mortgage, 3 months interest. So let's say we have a $500,000 mortgage with a 30-year amortization. The variable rate for the mortgage is 6.2. We've currently got prime here in Canada at 6.7 minus half a point. 1 month of interest is $2,500. 3 months is going to be closer to $7,600 to break that mortgage. That's a lot of moolah. That still may be worth it if you're getting a lower rate, if you're consolidating a ton of high interest debt. That still may be worth it. Fixed rate mortgage with a mortgage finance company. So again, those monoline lenders. So this looks at the interest rate differential. No hidden calculation, really. They're looking at, they have your 500,000 invested at 5.99% with you. What they then do is they have your 5.99, sorry, at 5.99%. So what they then do is say, okay, if we were to reinvest this money right now in the market, we'd only be earning 524. The difference between those two rates, the 599 and the 524, is here, 0.75%. And now they calculate over how many years you have left. We have 2 years left in our term. So times 2, they take that difference times 500,000, because that's what they're going to be short the next 2 years because you're leaving this mortgage early. That penalty is $7,500. Then they look at the 3-month interest penalty is $73.95. In this case, sorry, the text is wrong. The higher penalty is the IRD. So they're going to charge us the IRD penalty, the interest rate differential. Now, the chartered bank, fixed rate with a chartered bank. So the exact same scenario as the previous screen. The only difference here is when we applied for the mortgage and got the 5.99%, posted rates were 6.99. So the lender's going to go back to the 6.99 to calculate our penalty. That adds $10,000 to our penalty. This is why a lot of people don't leave the bank mortgages, because they don't know if it's worth it, or they're just scared when they see 17,000, which I get, that's a ton of money. It still may be worth it, right? So the lenders in these last two scenarios always choose what's the higher penalty between the interest rate differential and 3 months interest. In these cases, it's going to be the interest rate differential for both. Now let's run through some real life scenarios we've seen over the past couple of years, and how we saved the client's money or achieved their goals for them, right? So let's see. This client is moving to similar rates, maybe even lower rates, but we're extending the amortization. So the backstory is here. Their mortgages, two mortgages with a chartered bank, are coming due in 9 months and 10 months. But these payments are ridiculous. Like, they're affecting their lifestyle. They're even putting them into debt a little bit, not working for this family. This family they're retiring in 3 years or so. They have a beautiful large family home, and they're going to be downsizing into a retirement community, and they'll be mortgage free. So in effect, it doesn't really matter if they pay off their mortgage before then, because then they'll just be sitting on more money. What was the priority to them was getting back to their lifestyle now, getting these payments under control now. So what we did was we took their first mortgage balance, their second mortgage balance, note those total payments, $2,800 a month and $1,000 a month. So we're pretty close to, we're $3,900 a month here. We merged them into one mortgage. We've got a 3-year fixed right now at 5.34, re-amortized everything over 30 years, because we were down to 9 years and 21 years. So these payments got pretty high for them. New payments, $2,300. So for the next 3 years, they're going to save $59,000 in total going out over the next 3 years from their monthly cash flow. That is a lot of money this family is going to save, right? $1,600 a month in essence. They were so excited to have this option for them. And at this point, again, because of their exit plan, because they're retiring and going to be mortgage free anyways, the penalties didn't matter. It didn't matter. They were so focused on monthly cash flow that was the biggest deal for them, right? The next one. So these guys were consolidating debt, and just to get their monthly budget completely under control. They had a mortgage balance of $491. Penalty was really low at the time, $3,500. The rate was really low. This was when variable rates were low as well. Their payment was $2,300 at the time, but they had all these debts. They were drowning in minimum interest only payments, and the unknown problem, or the not so popular known problem with having debts that are riding really close to your credit limit is it's slowly tanking your credit score. So Equifax now looks at something called utilization. So for our utilization, that means our balance in relation to our credit limit is more than 70% of our limit. Our credit score is going down pretty quickly, sinking like a rock in a lake. If it's 30%, if our balance is 30% of our limit, it's having an effect as well. So the ideal place to be is under 30%, right? So they came to us with quite a bit of debt. Payments for those debts were $2,000. They just needed to get their monthly budget under control, get an overall lower rate. That's what we did for them. Prime has gone up now. Prime will go back down in the future, but that's what we did for them. They saved so much money a month. Now, also at this point, it's worth it to note that we do work with a ton of amazing financial planners. So these clients were working with one of our financial planners. They came to us for this solution in our mortgage so they could hit their other financial goals with this freed up cash flow. So that was a win-win all around. These clients, she wanted to access her equity to do some renovations. So she wanted to, do I get a line of credit? Do I get a second mortgage? Oftentimes clients come to us asking for something and ending up actually needing something else. So I think she came to us for a line of credit. So here's what a mortgage looks like. Penalty was quite steep for such a low mortgage amount because she was with a chartered bank, and current rates were lower. So they were losing this investment. She wanted to do some renos. She didn't know what rates were doing in the current market. We got her more than enough money to do the renos for a much lower rate for $80 less a month. She was shocked. She went from $1,500 a month at 3.29 to adding almost 100,000, 1.94 fixed for 5 years when rates are 1.94. Her payment went down $80 a month, and she made her two-story condo the condo of her dreams. It's beautiful now. So that was a win-win, definitely. And this one, oh, these clients, they came to us to buy a rental home, but also just to get control of their finances. They had this kind of all-in-one mortgage line of credit. They didn't know what their mortgage payment was. They didn't know what their line of credit balance was. They didn't know, what money was coming and going every month. This is not the right product for them. So they had a first mortgage, a second mortgage, a really small penalty because most of this was a line of credit. The rate back then was prime minus something. And they needed to buy this new home. The payment they didn't really know because it was really interest only on this massive debt. They weren't getting anywhere with it. So they wanted to buy this home and get into a mortgage that was good for them. So we moved everything over to a mortgage. It was variable at 1.85 back then, and we got them this line of credit for 110 because their plan was to look and do research and find the perfect rental property of their dreams. So when that's the case, we do a line of credit. That way, when you buy the property, that's when you borrow the money, and that's when you start paying interest. If we did a mortgage and you had the money in your bank account today, and you don't find the right property for a year, you're paying interest on that money from the get-go. So this was the best solution for those clients at the time, and they were thrilled. They now have a principal and interest payment, meaning they're paying down their mortgage. They've got this separate line of credit that is a tax write-off, tax deductible over with their accountant because they used it for the rental properties. So we kept things separate for their accountant as well. So that was a win-win. So what's involved in a refinance? We make the process as easy as possible. That's not to say there isn't a lot of documents involved now. The first step is to book a discovery call with Barbara. We go over your short or long-term goals. We ask questions about your credit and your income and your plans, and we make sure we're prepared for the mortgage. And then we send you your homework, what I call it, the online application and the list of documents we need specific to you. Now, here's the thing, and I never want you to be afraid to book a discovery call to say you're not ready. We are in it for the long game. So if we book a discovery call or we do the application with you and we find that credit's not where it's need to be, or there's some debt that needs to be paid off, or you need to get through probation, whatever it is, you're never declined with us. It's always a not right now. Here's your homework. Call us in 3 months. We're never going to leave you high and dry. We're never going to leave you in the dark. You will know exactly what the next steps are in order to achieve these goals. And we want to be there with you, cheering you on along the way. So once we've got all the documents, we put everything together for you. We source a lender. Then we work with the lender, the appraiser, and the lawyer as a team across the finish line. We like to, involve the lawyer on emails. We like to keep you posted when the appraiser is going to call you and what company they're calling from. We keep you posted every step of the way. And at this point, I'd like to say thank you so much for joining us. I hope you learned something new today. I hope I took some stress off your shoulders. Any personalized questions you have, please book a discovery call. Barb and I would be happy to walk you through everything and just make the process as easy as possible for you. Have a great day.